Hi, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. Finally managed to get a haircut yesterday, so thanks to Tony, my barber down the road, and I'm feeling a lot healthier, well, sort of. Anyway, I'm going to show you something a bit different today, and I've been talking a little bit about the Olympus 4/3 system that I've recently got hold of, which was originally belonging to my friend Len, who's now got my Canon 600D. We did a swap, and I'm really loving this little camera. And since then, I've also got a couple of Panasonic Micro 4/3 camera from my son, and so I've now got 3 of these type of cameras and 5 lenses, which is fantastic. And I'm really loving this. I haven't really got to use the Panasonic all that much. I haven't really worked out all the menus and all that sort of stuff, but I'm looking forward to having a go at that too. But you'll recall in my last video, I went to the recent camera market, and I'll just put that down for the minute. I sold my Pentax 6x7 medium format film camera, which I've had for many years. And so I've been meaning to sell that for a long time, and finally got rid of it, so to speak, a bit reluctantly. But I'd had it for about 30 years and only ever used it about 10 times. So it wasn't really doing much for me, even though I love the idea of it and showing it to people and pretending that I'm a real photographer if I've got a camera like that. Anyway, I did have another lens that I didn't sell with it because I had another use for that lens. And I'm going to show you what I had, because I had this in mind to do with this little Pentax, the little Olympus 4/3 camera. So I'm just going to, when I go and listen to some young preachers these days, they talk about unpacking a Bible passage, which means they're going to explain what it means. But I'm going to unpack something for you now to show you how, I'm going to pack it up actually. I'm going to put something together for you and show you what this looks like. And then I've got a couple of photos afterwards I might be able to show you. I haven't done too much with it yet with this idea, but I thought I'd give this a go. So what will we do next? We'll take this lens off, which is a 40 to 150 lens, which becomes an 80 to 300mm lens when you have the double multiplication factor with the Micro 4/3 system. So here we are. So now I do have a Pentax adapter that I got just recently for these cameras, so I can put my 35mm and my digital lenses on it. And I've done that a couple of times and that works fine. So here's my little, I bought this little Pentax adapter. It's a nice little metal thing here. It came in a lovely little box, as these things do. And anyway, I'm going to put that on. Excuse me. You've got to line up the red dots, of course, with all these things. There's a red dot there somewhere. Okay, so the next part of the equation, so I've got that little adapter. That's for a 35mm type Pentax lens, whether it's digital or old film cameras. So the next part of the equation is I then bought a adapter. What's this one here? This is an adapter that goes to Pentax. This one here goes to Pentax 645 lenses, I think. That's what I bought that one for. So Kip-On P645, yeah. So it's a Kip-On P. I'll show you that up to you there. It's a Kip-On P6405 adapter. Once again, nice metal construction. I found these things on the internet. Once again, we've got to line up the red dot. If I can find where the red dot is on here. Where did you go, red dot? Oh, there it is. It's around there. Okay. So we'll put that on there, because I had as in my last video I explained, I did have a Pentax 645 system, and that's why I had this sort of an adapter. And those lenses are beautiful lenses on the 645 system. So now we're packing it up a bit. You see, we've got 2 adapters on there, and yet there's more. So what do we got? This one here came with my original Pentax 645 system, and this is a what's it called? It's a Pentax Adapter 645 for 6/7 lenses. There you go. And there's probably other variations of that. I think you can probably see that. Can you see that on there? What it says? Whoops. There we go. So that's what that is. And that's, you can see the red dot there. That's got a red dot too. These red dots are very important. So now we are going to put this on here. And we line up the red dot again. And look at that. We've got 3 adapters in a row there now. So the coup de grace, that's French, I think, or something special, is to put the lens on it. So this lens I've got, which I didn't sell with my camera because I wanted to just try this experiment out. And I love these lenses, the 6x7 and the 645 lenses. Now, put a lens cover on it. And this is a super multi-coated Takuma 6x7 f1.4 maximum aperture 200mm telephoto lens. Okay, there you go. Look at that. It's quite a behemoth. And this whole outfit looks like a behemoth. You have to look up what that means afterwards. So we take this off and we look for the red dots again. There's a red dot. And we put this on here. Look at that. Line the red dots up. And we lock it round in place. Pull out the lens hood. And look at that. Talk about a behemoth that is. And and then all you do, you set because there's no contacts between this lens and the automatics of the camera, but if you put the lens on whatever aperture you want, and what I did yesterday, I set it on f4, which is the maximum aperture, and then you put your camera on aperture priority, well, then you can go out and take a photo. Of course, it's manual focus. You've got to manually focus it. Took a couple of shots, a couple of them were a bit blurry because I was hand holding it, but the good thing is that this has got 5-axis image stabilization built into the camera. So it gives you some stabilization so you can hand hold. So there you go. And I took some shots. Just line up here. Can I see something? Yes, I can. And of course, this becomes a 400mm lens, of course, when you line this up. Because of the modification, the factor of the micro four thirds system, it doubles the focal length. Oh, I better turn that around. This is just taking a shot of some books that I had down the end there. There we go. You can see there. I don't know whether you can see that. I don't know whether you can actually. It's probably a bit too. No, the light is actually not. You're not picking up what I've got, but trust me that that came out very nice, and you can actually read that. So, and the focus was quite clear. So now I'm going to just show you a couple of shots I took in the garden yesterday. Wouldn't you like to go out and do a photo walk with that? Do some street photography? That'd turn a few heads, wouldn't it? Anyway, so now we're going to just see if I can share the screen. Just get rid of that. I've got on my screensaver. This is a shot I took on at the market the other day, last Monday, with my phone. That shows you how many people were there. This stall in the foreground here was my stall there, and there was a lot of people came through. Although a lot of trading was actually done, I think, before the people came in the door through the actual vendors themselves. So now I've got down here somewhere a couple of these photos that I took somewhere. I think here. So have a look at that. Can you see that there? I'll just see if I can make that full screen, enter full screen. There you go. So that's taken in our backyard using that system on f4, aperture priority, on the micro four thirds system. There's another shot. Look at that beautiful out of focus stuff in the background. That one's not so brilliant. Some of these flowers are starting to wilt a little bit now in the backyard. You can see how the focus in the background is all thrown out. And that one there is hand holding these is not as sharp as it could be, but it gives a beautiful color. And that one there is a little bit blurry again, but once again, that's a trellis down the backyard and that's totally out of focus. And that's a little bit blurry, that one. I was hand holding that. And then this particular one here, I was just trying to focus on those spiky pieces of plant in the foreground and focus on them and leave the other stuff out of focus. So there you go. That's just a quick, I'm intending to go and do some more stuff with this. And of course, if you want to really get it steady, you could put it on a you can put it on a tripod and go out and do some work with it, and beautiful for landscape and bird photography and whatever. And I'm sure it would be great for portraits as well. But it sort of defeats the purpose a bit, doesn't it? When you've got a nice little compact camera for taking with you on your travels, you'd have a few funny looks at you if you were on a holiday overseas and you pulled that out of your Micro Four Thirds bag. Anyway, I hope you found that interesting. Maybe you can, and I love these little adapters you can get for just about any lens, for just about any camera now. And I would like to do a bit more of that because I've got heaps of lenses that I can put on different things. So once again, thanks for watching. Like if you like, subscribe if you wish, and I'll see you next time. Stop the sharing. We'll leave the program, leave the meeting.